Should have some good content.
Yeah, hopefully. All right. I think we're now broadcasting. Let me double check. Oh, well, I think it should be. Unless we really got to wait 3 minutes. Ah, of course. Oh, well, that's what I get for setting up and setting a time on this thing.
Well, don't worry about it, man. You're all good.
Yeah, that's true. Uh,
So how's
so what's,
Texas?
it doesn't want to. It doesn't know how to make up its mind when it comes to weather.
Hmm. Dude,
Like,
growing up in what?
oh, there we go. Oh, there it goes. Okay, let me turn off the sound on this sucker. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't know how to make up its mind. I mean, like Saturday was nice in the 70s. I got off work 5 o'clock. It was nice, mid 670s. I was wearing a t-shirt. I woke up and it was like 28 degrees.
Dude,
I had no
literally
idea.
28,
Yeah, it was in the
28
20s. It was
like
like,
20 degrees to me now is like sunshine because it's so freaking cold up here.
is it?
Like, yeah, it's literally 18 degrees, and I'm happy about that because normally, like, all week it's been 0 and 1.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so it's now broadcasting. So everybody's looking. What is up, YouTubers? Joe here. And actually, I got a guest with me. It's Armor Sleeping Reverie. You want to introduce yourself real quick?
How you doing? I'm for Sleeping Reverie here. How's everyone doing?
Hopefully we have more than just one viewer. But we're here to, if you guys are watching a live stream, you guys can see it later, but we decided to get together and talk about our thoughts on Power Rangers Super Mega Force as it's starting now and our thoughts before and after episode 1. So, to our guests, why don't you go ahead and start it off, Barbara?
Um, what did you want to kind of start touching base on? Did you just want to go on thoughts before, or?
Yeah, we'll start with thoughts before. Like thoughts from Mega Force going into Super.
Well, I think
As,
the biggest. Oh, I'm sorry.
no, it's fine. That was just me rambling. You can go ahead.
I'm the same way, so don't worry about it. I think my biggest disappointment from Megaforce to Super Megaforce was, and I liked Megaforce, so I don't dislike it. But when they lost their powers, you remember when their morphers looked like a brick, like it looked like brick colored.
Oh, yeah,
Like
yeah, I
it
remember.
wasn't when they lost their powers before Robo Knight gave them the extra charge or whatever. I would have been perfectly fine with them saying, okay, we don't have the powers no more, and then they're running away from the Armada, and then Gosei gives them the new morphers. But basically, I was very disappointed in the fact that, like, 15 minutes, not even 15 minutes, I'd say 6 minutes later, they got their Megaforce powers back, and now they have to use their Gosei morpher to turn into a Megaforce Ranger and then a Super Megaforce Ranger. So that kind of gets to me a little bit. By you?
I'm exactly the same way. I feel like somebody explained before, but like going into this, they're getting their butts whipped by this Armada, and then goes is like, "Hey guys, no worry. This whole time I have the Super Mega Force powers. Just decided to give it to you guys whenever I felt like it, really kind of thing." I feel like that was a really weak way to introduce these powers. I feel like they should have done it like a bit of what you said. I mean, their morphers got bricked, they're useless. So Ghost is like, "Hey, I got a backup plan." It kind of really ruins the whole feel of Super Mega Force because I don't like the fact that it's a super up suit. It really takes away from the whole feeling, especially since the Gokaiger suits don't look that super. It's not like an upgrade compared to their Ultra modes. So that's
Yeah.
one thing that bugs me. What would have been cool is I think someone mentioned it like in a fan fiction that the Silver Ranger were to come down and he had the morphers and he was like following the Armada this whole time. So he's like, "Hey, I need some extra Rangers. Here are these Super Mega Force powers that I have that are like my Ranger suit. You guys use them and we can team up and fight the Armada." I think that would have been a really cool introduction. It would be an early release of the Sixth Ranger, unless he kind of just disappears. Like he's there, then he disappears until his upcoming later on. But that's my biggest gripe with it. And I feel it's more of a casting thing. I feel they need to put a little more energy in their casting. I've seen them in real life during I forget Black Nerd Comedy. When he introduced them, like they're an awesome crew. Like they love being Power Rangers, they love being with each other, but they don't act like that when it comes on screen. Like I feel like the last episode though was pretty good. The Blue Saber Saga. I feel like the acting was definitely there. Jason Smith directed the episode, so it was really well done. That has given me after the episode, I have some really good hopes now for Super Mega Force. I feel like it can go in a good direction now, especially if they put this much effort into it and bring other people into directing, which is a cool idea. I like that.
Yeah, yeah. There's two things I wanted to kind of piggyback off of your points.
Mm-hmm.
Really good point about the acting. Honestly, the biggest complaint from all the fans, not me because I like to be a little more optimistic, was like, how is Noah gonna be some master swordsman and blah blah blah.
Exactly.
Honestly, it was pulled off pretty good. Like he's no Joe, but like I could believe that Noah is a pretty decent swordsman now after that episode.
Oh yeah, I like that they're doing a throwback to the character specific episode for character development. I like that approach. They're doing really well. I hope to see more of it. But that was a big thought of it too. Like the first episode of Megaforce, you see Noah, running away from from the civilian modes. And once he morphs, he's automatically just bamf and just taking everybody out once he's a Blue Ranger. So they didn't really touch on that, but now you can see how he's doing it. He's training. He spent 24 hours fighting in swords, and yeah, they're doing well on the civilian character development. I really hope they bring more episodes like that. I feel like they do because if you see the opening sequence of Megaforce, um, the Black Rangers, he's like in a snake pose on the wilderness. So I feel like that could be another episode. That could be another like a Black Ranger, Green Ranger character development. So if they do that, that can be really nice. Like per episode, going back old school and giving them their own episodes, their own development, and make it so you can like the characters more instead of just them being there.
Yeah, and that's something that I think is very important as well because when you think of MMPR, Happy Birthday Zach, the episode where Trini was afraid, stuff like that. And just to kind of bounce off the ideas we were discussing, one thing I'm really impressed by was the dubbing of Jake's character as compared to Doc. Because like Doc's really silly and like kind of cowardly, and I like Doc, but like he was just kind of silly. And I was thinking, how are they gonna incorporate that? And the first episode did really good on how like Jake was like, "Whoa, these new powers are like wicked." Like he looked like he couldn't control them, as opposed to being silly. So
Make
like, I kind of like how they did that.
Yeah, they're doing a good job so far with the dubbing over. I was thinking for that too because I watched the episode of Gokaiger, and there's definitely a lot of character differences between like the Japanese and American. So what they're doing so far, it's well. I hope to see a way better connection. I really want to see how they're going to introduce the Silver Ranger. That's going to be interesting. I don't know if they're going to go Super Sentai style and him being a Power Rangers fan or something completely different. I really am excited to see that though.
I'm really scared about the potential rumors of Robo Knight somehow becoming humanized through Gosei and him
Ooh,
being the Silver Ranger. I hope that's not true because that would kind of freak me out a little bit.
that
Because
would.
there would be. What?
I'm saying no. I'm agreeing with you. I'm sorry. This thing, I hate the lag that has in
That's,
between you.
that's fine. Because there has to be a reason why Troy's really emo about Robo Knight. And they're trying to build something. I'm like, what's going on? And as we all know, that model-looking guy plays the Silver Ranger. So I'm trying to see, is he going to be some new kid in town? Is he going to be Robo Knight humanized? And the episode description when he comes in says the Silver Ranger explains how he knows Gosei and their history. So somehow this guy looks like a model, has to explain he knew Gosei somehow. So who knows what it could be?
That is very true. I hope they don't go the Gosei route because that is be really weird. Because I wasn't a big fan of Ghost at Night or Robo Knight. The way in America because I didn't like the whole RoboCop feel to him. I feel like it took so much character away from him. They did well, but making him very robotic and the noise when he moves and like in the scenes, I feel like that really took away. And because of that, I don't see him being the Gosei Silver or I mean Super Mega Force Silver. I really hope that he's another character, maybe a descendant or martial artist of one of the legendary Rangers. That could be a cool idea. Since in Japan, since he has all the six Ranger powers, it'd be cool to see if he's like some kind of like son of a former six Ranger. That'd be a really cool idea, I
That'd
think.
be great. Who do you think they should make him the son of?
If they're gonna go iconic route, I'm pretty sure somebody might say Tommy just for the nostalgia, but it
Yeah.
could go anywhere. Actually, what's in Gokaiger, he was introduced by Dino Thunder, Mighty Morphin, and Time Force. So
Hmm.
maybe one of those would be a cool idea. One of those three.
Maybe he could pass for Wes's kid. Have you seen how this guy looks? He has blonde hair, kind of, but he kind of has the same face structure as Wes, so that's something that could maybe,
That could be.
yeah,
Like I said, it'd be a really cool idea to see like they tie in. Since this is the 20th anniversary, it'd be really cool to see a tie-in to the Legendary Rangers besides just a legendary battle. But like these, like some characters have connections. When I first saw the episode, I thought Troy would have some kind of connection to a former Ranger. So he's having those weird flashbacks and just
yeah.
connection and stuff. And he's like a really great martial artist and a good leader right off the bat. It would be a really cool idea to see if he is a son of a ranger or something like that. It just he didn't know this whole time. It's just like a genetic trait or something like that, or he was raised from the guy like that. Like I said, I want to see more legendary anniversary tie-ins in this series. That would make the series great if they just do more tie-ins and two-parters. I really want to see two-parters.
Hmm. I agree. What's your take on the controversy? Because as you know, you and I are kind of more on the like optimistic side of Saban brands and just happy to get it because it's Power Rangers, and I feel that way too. But how
Yeah.
do you feel? I listen to a lot of what the people in the fandom kind of complain about. I want to get your feelings on the complaint that in the first episode they didn't turn into Mighty Morphin. And the only reason why someone brought that up was because on Gokaiger in the first episode, the first team they turned into was Go Ranger to pay homage to the first ever Sentai. So people were saying they should have turned into Mighty Morphin in the first episode. So what's your take on that?
Um, I feel it has to do with footage. Uh, I think they may save it for a special episode. It would have been cool, but as you can tell, the seniors and the boss fight wouldn't have matched pretty well. Since
Hmm.
in the episode of Gokaiger when it became Mighty Morphin, they were fighting a completely different group of monsters. So
Yeah.
I think they wanted to, but I don't think it would have matched. Now they probably should have used maybe the old suits and made some uh, footage in New Zealand, like make their own footage. That would have been a lot easier or easier for us to watch, but I'm sure for them it was easier to just cut out Go Ranger and just use the suits that they Go Kaiser used in the first two episodes and put it into that one episode. I'm not a big bummer about it. I feel like there is going to be a really cool morphin scene. I just what I want to see is when they do the legendary morphs. They say they're actually like SPD, SPD emergency, Jungle Beast, Spirit Unleashed. I like that. I was the theme song. It would be a lot more cooler here. The theme song while they're fighting. I would love that. I would just die if they played the theme song in the background.
Yeah. Like if they did Zeo and they did the key flip and it's like Zeo go
It'd be
Zeo
cool.
like that.
It would make the
Yeah.
scene so much more like nostalgic and this more epic. I mean, for us old school people, we'd be cheering along and singing along. For
Oh,
some
yeah.
kids, it'd be like, "What's going on?"
And exactly. It just tells you how like we kind of appreciate it because one of the complaints I saw in some of the people was remember in the first episode when they all turned into Red Rangers, which I
Right.
thought was that was sick.
That was
Um,
cool.
Someone pointed out that it's all the Red Rangers nobody likes, and I'm just thinking it's still all Red Rangers. Like, and then
Yeah.
like Devil Fury Red had the skirt, so I always love to see like a female Red. So
No.
I thought it was so sick.
Yeah. I don't know why people are complaining about the. I mean, they picked Samurai. There was what was it? Samurai. It's I can't remember already. I
There's
can't.
there's Samurai, Operation Overdrive, Jungle Fury, trying to think. Lost Galaxy was one of them. Although that's a good season. I don't know why they would say
Well, I
that.
love Lost Galaxy.
Yeah, it's a really good season. Oh, Wild Force, Wild Force.
That's right. They did go Wild Force, Fred.
Yeah, which is a good season as well. So I don't understand like.
Yeah, I don't think people should. I don't know why people would complain about that. It makes no sense to complain about what suits they're using. All the suits are going to be on this. I mean, Gokaiger, they use all 35 suits in the morphs. We are going to see all 20 suits, maybe even more because it's all Die Ranger. So I don't think people should complain about the order of appearance we're going to see them. We are going to see the suits, so there shouldn't really be any complaining. I feel like complaining about suits and order and likes and dislikes, it's just unfair. It's Power Rangers. You like all of them.
Yeah, and it's just like you're just kind of cutting off your nose to spite your face at that point. Like why are you in the fandom if you're gonna just criticize every single thing that goes on? Is it perfect? No, but like I was just happy to see the new power. So I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I'm always going to have one of the gripes when it comes to Power Rangers. I feel like, I'm watching the old stuff on Netflix, and Saban was so good back then. I mean, I feel like they've gotten lazy then, but I'm going to continue watching and support it. So eventually they will catch up and realize, hey, we could do better. Let's try that. I'm going to continue watching it and support and put my input in there for not for disliking, but for improvement. I want to see old school stuff like Lost Galaxy is one of my favorite because the story arc in Lost Galaxy was awesome. And what Saban always did, like there was always those like the Six Ranger invites were cool, the twists and turns and all of them, like Lightspeed Rescue, the Quantum Ranger being Ryan, his son, the Green Ranger, a five-parter for Green with Evil, Lost Galaxies, twists and turns. We got bad guys betraying bad guys. You got Kendrick's dying. You got the two-parter with space coming in. I want to see that stuff come back. I really feel like Saban needs to relax. And just look back and see his success and just bring back the success instead of just rushing in and going straight for the kids or going for the toys. I just want to see the story come back. That's what I really want to see.
yeah. And do you think that's more of a societal thing? Because I almost feel like maybe marketers and producers now think, or writers think, it's hard to maintain children's attention because there's so many things they can do now. Because when we were kids, we didn't have iPads and all that stuff. And
Right.
And do you think back then they had to really tell stories? Now it's just like, hey, look, we can morph into any ranger, and have a few lines of dialogue. I just think it's a testament to children's laziness now. But that's my opinion. What do you think about that?
I think I could agree with you because watching Megaforce, you see a lot of that. You see a good maybe the first 10 minutes of the characters talking, introducing the episode, what it's about, and then they skip everything, go straight into morphing and straight into the battle for the next half of the episode. Or in Mighty Morphin, there was character development, talking about the story. You see more of them being the villains. Then you go into the civilian battles, and then when the big monster comes, then they morph within the next 10 minutes, and it'll only be 10 minutes of fight sequences, and then Zord battle, and then the conclusion. So I agree. I feel like it's the attention span. They're probably focused on the kids and just putting as much action and much advertisement for these toys as much as possible for these kids compared to us. When we were younger, we had a better generation where they can make a legitimate story and the kids would watch and follow compared to today's time where the kids are like, I just want to see the morphers.
Yeah, yeah. So that's one thing I feel us as older fans kind of had to get used to because I saw it as soon as Samurai came on. Even RPM has a pretty good story element. I mean, just think of the pilot episode. You never saw the Rangers morph. It was just Ziggy and Dylan, and we're kind of in the backstory of the Dome City and stuff. And so I feel like once Samurai came on, which I love Samurai, by the way, I can go on and on about Samurai. That's when you start kind of seeing some of the laziness, and I was just thinking, wow, this is kind of dumbed down.
Yeah, I really, really hope that they fix it up a little bit. I have some good hopes. I mean, with Dino Charge coming out and hopefully Tokuja, which I'm in love with Tokuja right now. It is such a hilarious show to watch, and I feel like they could do something with which they could have done more. Actually, speaking of RPM, they did have potential in RPM. Since it was Disney-owned, you would think that they would make it where the Zords would talk, since they had the big eyeballs and the thing that had the crest. I was looking forward to that. It's Disney. You would imagine talking cars. That's their thing. They got this. Would have made a cool story, but I guess they want to go a realistic look for RPM, which I still like. I mean, Go Wander is still my favorite Sentai, and I hate to do it, but sometimes I compare the two. But I'm actually rewatching RPM, and I'm enjoying it for what it is. It's really funny. I definitely like the episode where they did the Q&A, where Red Ranger's like, you see the eyeballs? There are giant eyeballs on a Zord. What do they do? And then Ziggy's like, why is there an explosion every time I morph? I mean, is that a good thing, a bad thing? Does anybody else? I like that. So, and then the Go Andre van, they had the Go Andre van. So, they're definitely paying homage to things and definitely paying attention. So, but then again, that was Disney. I feel like I think like Disney actually was doing good towards the end before Saban came and ripped it out of their hands, which is kind of a shame because as much as I wanted Saban to come back, I feel like Saban isn't going up to par to where they used to be and where Disney was going.
Yeah. I think you're right about the quality of RPM. Like, it was on par because the writing was good. But I think the reason why Saban brought it back was just because Disney was going to get rid of it. And on top of that, like, they're literally debuting new episodes of RPM like at 5 in the morning on random dates. Like, you get a new episode, then 2 months later you get the next episode. So Disney, I felt like when reading the background information, kind of had like a death wish from Power Rangers. Like, maybe they were just tired of it, or maybe it wasn't making money. But the writing was really good, the storytelling was good, but like, they literally killed that season with the way they presented it on TV. Like, the premiere came on like at 5 a.m. like on a random March day. Like, it was just not treated good.
No, I read that too. I feel like RPM was meant to be the last one. Like I said, with the whole Q&A thing, I feel like that was a part of it. But that's why I'm glad Saban came. And ever since Saban took over, Power Rangers has a huge upswing sprung. I can't speak right now. Like with Samurai, they promoted the crap out of Samurai. They got that the contract with Nicktoons. With Nicktoons is super popular right now. It's pretty much the second coming of Fox Kids.
Yep.
They're doing great promoting the show, so I don't think Power Rangers is going to die anytime soon. Now Saban, I guess, knows how to promote. They know how to promote. They're getting it out there. They're doing their thing. But like I said, I just want the story to come back. I really feel like they know we are watching. They know the adults are there. They're watching. Bandai America knows. That's why the Legacy line is here. So they could just spend a little bit more time in production and just give a good story, or at least. And here's a big thing for me. I noticed this growing up. Back in the day when they were casting people, they were casting people like Jason Frank and Walter Jones who actually know martial arts and act. So all their scenes, their fighting scenes, was them. There was no stunt doubles. But when Disney came along, and now you can see the stunt doubles there. They just hire actors for to be the pretty face, and then they get like the stunt doubles. I feel like they should go back to the roots there and find some people who are good actors and know different styles of karate. So that way, when it comes to the scenes, they can do their own stunts and make it more realistic. I want that back because when you watch civilian modes, you can really tell. Especially if I was watching Monster Ranger, you can definitely tell the difference between actor and stunt double. It's just the way the movement is, and I really want to bring that back because you get into it more when you see your favorite character fighting.
Yeah, I totally agree. And just I guess on that note, what what are you hoping in terms of like next team episode? Like, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Jungle Fury, but like, what season do you feel like you want to see? Like, definitely like ASAP.
Ooh, that's really tricky. I would like to see. I think they got two or three people from Lost Galaxy. As I think I would definitely like to see a Lost Galaxy team up because that character, that team, I really like since it was the first difference from the five, where it's sort of the five team difference every year. I like to see that. I mean, obviously, I would love to see Mighty Morphin and Turbo come back because inside your heart, that's your first team. That's what we grew up with. We want to see Tommy. We know he's there. Obviously, we know Lee's got Jaden and Frank, but I would love to see Casey back. Casey Jungle Free. Now he's in Megaforce. Like I said, Jaden Smith, who played Casey, directed the last episode, and there was a lot of rumors where he was coming back. So I really would love to see the Jungle Fury collaboration where they get him back at least because I like Jungle Fury a lot. Definitely one of the best the characters in the list when it comes to the Disney era. They knew what they were doing. These guys acted really well. They definitely had the development. Like I said, Casey's one of my favorite Red Ranger development, being from the small towel boy up to being the noble Red Ranger, and at one point being too old himself and failing the exams. Sarah would be cool because they got Green and Yellowback, who are my favorite couple. They were a cool couple. Mike was a really legit Green Ranger. Like I said, really cocky, but at the same time, he knew his level. I would love to see those two come back, which they will.
Yeah.
But I want to see all of them. Lightspeed Rescue's coming back. I want to see I want to see all of them. I really do. I just want to see as much nostalgia as possible in Super Mega Force.
Yeah,
And
that's
that's
it.
why I'm really looking for the two-parters and the three-parters. I don't want to just be like a one-parter like it was for Forever Red, because that was a real
Yeah.
letdown. I mean, one episode for 10 people to come back, oh, that just cringed me a little bit. I want to see so much more.
Yeah, that's definitely. I definitely agree with you on that. I guess kind of to shift gears. I don't know if you know or not, but the Power Morphicon guest list has been updated, and there's a really big like ripple in like the waves because Christopher Heyman Lee, who plays Andros, is gonna go, and this guy has literally like not wanted to talk about Power Rangers for years, kind of shied away from it. So like everyone's kind of excited and wondering what got him to change his mind. So what's your take on Andros going to PMC now?
First of all, that's really awesome. It kind of really encouraged me to go. I really want to go now because Andros was a awesome Red Ranger. I just got done watching the
Yeah.
episode where he actually came back from Earth and was like touching things and messing with Vulcan's skull.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know. I want to know what happened. I want to know like why he dissed Power Rangers because I didn't really see him do much after it. Um, but I really find it odd that some actors kind of like try to abandon Power Rangers. Like it's a guilt to them. Like they're ashamed of it. I don't know why. When you see people like Jason Frank and people from Samurai, like they love being Power Rangers. So I don't know why people diss it. I mean, you're just wearing spandex for like 10 minutes. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so much support behind Power Rangers. I mean, some other people are like, oh, you're a Power Ranger, ha ha ha. But to kids, you're a role model. I mean, obviously, I wanted to go to those live convention Power Rangers things because those are my role models. I would love to see them in real life and tell them, like how much they meant to me. That I wanted to be stronger. And like they show you how to eat a little bit better. They show you how to make better friends and how not to bully. Power Rangers. I mean, they try to nowadays, but they mean a lot to kids. And
Hmm.
I don't know why people like the actors shun being a Power Ranger, and once they're done, they just stop and then just turn their back away from it. I really don't understand that.
I think it's because they feel maybe it was like a stepping stone and they never got nowhere except for that. So it's like it goes back to your point. Why even be like upset about that? Like all the actors I've met, like at PowerMoverCon, they are humbled. They love the fact that they meant a lot to us. Just you can't even I can't even express, man, like how grateful they are that we like admire them the way we do. So. I'm glad you said that, honestly.
No, no, they are. Like I saw Jason Frank last year at Austin Comic Con, and I got the VIP exclusive where you get to sit down and talk to him, and he
Oh
was
wow.
so down to earth. I mean, he made this. He actually wanted to do this first because he knew some people couldn't always go, and he wanted to sit down and talk to the fans instead of having a giant long line of 200 people talk to him. And he would answer any question. His daughter was there, and those they're just being goofy with each other. And he loves being a Power Ranger. And what I noticed during a convention, he would be out and about giving out free autographs. Like when he was at the convention, like the talk booth, one kid came up and said, "Hey, can I get your autograph? I missed out on your booth." There's always like this person you probably seen it like at some conventions and stuff. There's always some kind of manager or somebody sitting next to him to kind of like
Mhm.
progress the thing and make sure they do this and say this. Well, she looked at him and said, "Well, we really can't give out free autographs." And Jason automatically just said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Can somebody give me a Sharpie? I'm gonna give this kid an autograph." Right, grab it there. He grabbed like a little sticker, signed it for the kid, handed it out to him. And then another girl came up, and I've seen her before. She collects the name tags of the people going to the conventions of the actors, and all she did was ask for it. Like after the convention, can I get this? And he said, sure. Grabbed another pen and signed it right then and there. And I love this about him. He's there for the fans, and like when all the other actors would kind of go like behind the set and like go to the little break rooms, drink their waters, and be away from people. He was out and about. He was on the floor talking to security, talking to fans. He didn't care. He knew what he was there for, so he was fulfilling his duty of being the idol to these people and talking to them instead of just being there for 10 minutes, hiding, and come back for another 10 minutes to sign pictures and say hi with the camera. So I really like to
Yeah,
see old people come and embrace that. Like him, as long as he's around, I have good feelings for actors in general.
yeah. Jason David Frank is definitely the gold standard when it comes to how to interact with fans and the fandom
Mm-hmm.
because he is the head honcho, whether anyone wants to admit that or not. he is the epitome of what is Power Rangers at the moment, or what it's been, and just the iconic like remembrance of the Green Ranger. So to see him act like that is just like amazing. And someone else who's kind of like that, I'd say was Jason Font. He was amazing. Definitely like impressed me with how nice he was, asking like where I'm from and like how am I enjoying myself. So that was a pretty fun thing too.
Yeah, see, something like that's awesome. I like to see where the actors embrace them and act them. Like I saw during the when Black Nerd Comedy got that backstage patch and was hanging out with JJ Frank and hanging out with the Megaforce cast. All of them were there. They were just enjoying themselves and chatting up with him. They didn't make it awkward like one of those like you're just here to talk for 10 minutes at the camera. Like they were like having fun with the interview, making fun of each other. Saying your favorite color, and Jalen Frank's in the back saying, you better say green and throwing stuff at them. I like seeing stuff like that. Like when they can sit
Yeah,
down and embrace that, take this lightly. Like, hey, we're here to, we're here for the fans. Let's be cool, be chill, and not, be snobby and just make like, in and out kind of thing. I love when they interact with you. It just makes it so much more better, and you learn to respect them more because you realize that they're here for you and not for the money. Like
yeah,
Kevin Smith, everyone knows Kevin Smith. One of his things
yeah.
are he says to everybody, he says never meet your idols ever because you don't know what they look like. Like my brother went to see Lou Ferrigno. He loved Lou Ferrigno growing up, but he met him in person, and Lou Ferrigno is a total jerk in real life. He's there for the
Wow.
money, he's there for the appearance, and that's it. So it's really that's what I like to see where the actor is above that and they're there for you and they would do anything to make you happy because they make you happy in the first place. So encourage that and say, hey, you know, I'm just a guy like you. I like that.
Exactly. Do you by any chance watch wrestling or anything like that?
I used to. I did back in maybe the early 2000s up to about 2005. And then
Okay.
once I realized it wasn't all real, I kind of lost it. I was like, oh man.
Well, I only ask because it goes to the point that you just made. I don't know if you remember Christian from Edge and Christian.
I
Do you
do. I
remember
do.
who? He went to TNA for a while, the other company, and I went to a house show and I saw he was like my favorite one of my favorite wrestlers. So I saw them, and then afterwards I was kind of like walking around and I shouldn't have been walking around, and I kind of saw like the dressing room and I kind of did a peek, and Christian literally opened the door and saw me and he said, "Beat it, kid," and like I was in the door at the time. And I was just like, excuse me, like, and after that, like, I didn't like him. So it's like, you said like, don't meet your idol. It's like because I
Right? No,
didn't
they're
like
always
him after that.
different. So that's what I've always been like when I meet some people. I've been kind of afraid to meet some of them. I've only met a couple. Like I met Jason Frank. I met Vic Mignogna, voice actor for like Fullmetal Alchemist and Brawley from Dragon Ball Z. Um, and Sarah Underwood, you probably know from G4 and Playmate of the Year. They were cool.
Oh,
But I'm really afraid to meet the big time people. I actually met George Sakai, which some people have seen. Um, he was cool. He was at Dragon's Lair for like 3 hours, maybe no, I think like
wow.
5 hours, just signing autographs, taking pictures. But he was calm the whole time, and he was just waving and smiling. So I like it, like I said, when they're just at ground level and don't care. But it's always in the back of my mind, like if I meet the person, like are they going to be the person I expect them to be, or are they being
Yeah,
a total douchebag and shake my hand and just say, here you go, good day, bye bye. So it's always
yeah,
been a really that's why I'm always been afraid. But I believe, like from experience, I'm Power Morphicon. They love being there. A lot of them do. So I'm excited. If I can go to the Power Morphicon this year, I'm gonna have a lot of fun. I know it, and just hang out with fans and the big Rangers.
yeah. Power Morphicon. I can't even explain how awesome Power Morphicon is. So if you don't go on the cruise, man, I hope you get to go.
No, I really want to as well. I cannot express how much I've been wanting to go. I was trying to save up last year because it's a year break in between. So I was like, okay, I got this. I got a whole year to save up, but things just happen, and I feel so bad for it. But if I can go this year, I want to go so bad. But I know you got the hookup this year again. You got your own table and you got your display stand. Now you get the whole 20-year anniversary line all set ready to go. So
Um,
that's gonna be cool. They can see the whole, from 1 to 20, you got the six ranges too. So your display is gonna look twice as bad as it did last year, or I mean the last Morphicon.
yeah. Honestly, man, like I can't even express like how grateful I am for the support for the people that watch my show and from the Scott, the guy who runs Paramorphicon, because he could honestly say like no, but he literally liked the reaction that my last appearance got because like people were literally taking pictures. It was kind of like almost a museum exhibit, and like you said, now it's right here and it's like 100% complete and I'm just happy, dude. Like, I just want everyone to have a good time. I want everyone to see it. It's like the history, like you said. So, I can't words can't express how thankful I am that I get a chance to show the collection off.
No, I mean it's awesome. And you, like I said, you got one of the best collections I've seen. My Morpher collection is just literally I got my custom 93 Morpher, the Legacy Morpher, and then Megaforce. Everything else is just put up and beat up, and your display is just perfect. It's beautiful. You even got the 5 custom Morphers and the 5 Legacy Morphers. Your collection is beautiful. So I can, if I get to go, like that's gonna be the first stop on my list is definitely going to your channel, your channel, your display, and look at it, take pictures and stuff, and hang out. And then I'm gonna like tell people like, yo, you guys know this guy? You don't? Okay, well go meet him anyways. Look, you see that? You see the display? That's his. Go take pictures. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you, man. That means a lot. And if you go, man, like definitely hit me up. I'm gonna be going with as you watch my channel, so you know Joey Armstrong and Israel Parker.
Right.
Um, we're gonna be going together. And dude, it's just gonna be a good time, man. Joey Armstrong, his idol, like his freaking Jason David Frank is Andros. So like he is over the moon that like Andros is going. Like he's just like, oh my god. And I would have to say that if Matt Austin went, the guy who played Bridge, I would just be so happy. But that's just
I would go. I would go if Bridge is going. I would sign up because Bridge. He is one of my probably my favorite Green Rangers. He was just kooky, funny, and like I love his reaction. Like once a Ranger, where he's like, "Well, I was green, then I got promoted to blue, and then this happened. So I'm kind of red, but I mean I'm red now, but I'm red then, but I'm kind of red now. In the future, I'll be green. But you guys get. I mean, I love that character. He's just
yeah,
he's goofy.
yeah,
I mean, I haven't seen him do much of Power Rangers since Once a Ranger. I've seen him once or twice in like those Mountain Dew commercials.
yeah,
Hoping if they ask the question, he'll say yes. I would definitely love to see SPD because pretty much all SPD, but him and the Blue Ranger have been there so far. I've seen and
yeah.
the Pink Ranger. I haven't seen her at all either. At least we get
So
red and yellow, and those two are cool. Well, Zoe was probably my favorite Yellow Ranger. I mean, I've always had a thing for Yellow Ranger, but she was gorgeous. She was definitely
yeah,
appealing to Yellow Rangers. She's one of the coolest, the rebellious dirt. Now she's a
yeah,
freaking top.
yeah. It's funny meeting Brandon J. McLaren. That guy's amazing. And literally, I was like fixing my display, and it was before everyone can go in. So the vendors were in there, and I was in there fixing my stuff. And just someone goes, "Hey, nice jacket," and I turn around and oh shit, excuse my language. Oh shoot, like Brandon J. McLaren, like because he's SPD Red, so he was happy to see it. So yeah, man, good stuff. I
No,
can't wait.
that's cool. I mean, that's definitely. I see. There's some people like him. Ever since SPD, he's been on Nick and Night shows. He was on. I can't think of that one show. It was a college show, but he's been doing little. He's been doing a couple. He's in a movie coming up next. Some zombie vampire word movie coming out. So he's big and
Um,
popular, but he's still got time for Power Morphicon. So see, it's people like that where they got a busy schedule, but they can still stop and go to Morphicon. Those are the people I like at the door.
yeah, and there just a funny side trivia fact for PMC because we love Power Rangers and we're weird and we're fans. We actually have like an Oscar-nominated actor that was a Power Ranger, the guy from Dreamgirls, the Sky Cowboy. We call it. God, I can't remember his name, but he played Joel Rollins. Um, he's in Dreamgirls, and he's in that musical with Beyonce and and Jennifer Hudson, and he was nominated for like an Oscar. So this was like 3 years ago or
Oh,
4 years
really?
ago when it came out. So yeah, the Green Lightspeed Rescue Ranger is a pretty famous alumnus. So I thought that was kind of cool.
That's no, that's awesome. That's something to put on your belt. Let's suddenly go.
Yeah,
"Hey, we got an Oscar-nominated Power Ranger. How does that sound for you guys?"
yeah, exactly.
You like,
Uh,
wow, I can like rewatch it now. That's awesome.
yeah, so I thought that was something. It was in the special features in the Red Ranger helmet, and I did never connect the dots because I liked that movie, and I was like, oh yeah, that is Joe Rollins. Holy crap!
Wait, wasn't it? Oh, wait a minute. I think that was just on today. I just watched it today. I didn't even put. Was that the one I was just watching? Or is that the one? Is that the one? What? Eddie Murphy or no?
Yes, yes, that one. Yeah, with
Yeah,
Jennifer
it was
Hudson.
on. Holy crap! And I totally did not recognize that. Wow, just on like last week, I was watching my friends. Like we were just flipping through channels. And screw it, Eddie Murphy. Wow, I didn't. Wow, I feel dumb. I gotta go back and rewatch it now.
Yeah, same here, man. I didn't even realize it till a documentary, and I was like, whoa, like come on, like seriously, I would like, yeah, it's just crazy.
Dude, I gotta watch that documentary. Like that's the main reason why I want to get a Shot Factory Legacy collection so I can watch the documentary. So I heard some of them really good. Like Emmett Bruno was a part of it, and they got all this like the cast and crew to do all this cool stuff. So I want to watch that documentary.
Yeah, I actually not to like plug anything, but I'm selling my first two box sets if anyone's interested. Just throwing it out there because I
Yeah.
have the Red Ranger.
Right? No, you're set there. They just released the new box set, seven or is it yeah the next one that has up to RPM. So I need to get those. If I could save the money and get the Legacy box, that'd be better. But I don't know where I'm going to put that sucker. That thing's
Oh,
huge.
it's beautiful, dude. God, literally everything I own, that's my favorite piece. Honestly, it's
No,
just
I don't blame you at all. That thing is gorgeous.
the whole history is just there. If I was on a deserted island and I had that Red Ranger helmet, a TV, and a DVD player, I'd be set. Like, seriously.
And then a little hidden drawer of rum. You're set, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe some Cheetos just to throw it out there.
Can't go wrong with Cheetos. Mountain Dew. If I got Mountain Dew, I'll be set as well. Give me all the Mountain Dew. I got my
Oh,
energy. I can build a boat and get out of here.
exactly. I mean, we really wouldn't need anything else in life, in my view. Maybe some girls, but that's a whole other story.
Right? No, we don't need women. We got Power Rangers.
Yeah, there we go. Maybe one or two. We have to. Okay.
Right? Oh,
Yeah. So I guess are you're saying you're gonna pause your collection, right? Like you're pausing, like on
I
collecting.
might. I'm probably gonna take a break. After 20 years, stop at the Super Megaforce and clean up the 20-year collection, get all the Ranger keys as I can to display, and kind of take a break a little bit because Career was cool and all, but I really don't have the room right now in my house. So I'm gonna take a break, get more organized, and once I get things together, maybe I can add a few more things to my room or get a bigger place. Maybe I'll start collecting again. That's why I got the Goblin Revolver now because I was cheap and I kind of have room for that, and kind of get me ready into Dino Charge. But for the meantime,
Mhm.
I'm gonna take a break. Though I do like me and my friend like the Toku brace and think that thing is hilarious. And we actually want to get one for us, each of us. And while we're hanging out, we just visit people and say, "Hey, we'll switch colors," and just throw each other different colors. And we
Nice.
love the show. I mean, Tokuger is hilariously awesome. Like I cannot express how much I love this show right now. People are always saying, like Bruno mentioned it, people are saying that they're running out of ideas. The suit looked like crap. The sword looked like crap. But he got something like a Tokyo brace where they can swap colors and weapons, and the character development is just there already. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. It's hilarious. That's a really awesome morpher.
I agree, and I watched half of the first episode, but I got really busy, and I was just like, "This is awesome." So I'm gonna hopefully watch it when I get back from DC.
How far did you get?
And
Did you get to the fight sequence yet?
the I got when they get off the train and they're all fighting.
I mean,
I'm not,
the second fight sequence when all five morph.
oh no! You see, I haven't. I got to the scene where everyone's morphed except for Red.
Oh, dude,
And
that's the better. The second half is so good. Like you have no
and
idea. The second half is
I like
awesome.
I like the foot soldiers, man. They kind of look like V from Vendetta. Like they look
Right?
so cool.
The
Like
crows. Like we were talking about the crows, like the little bunch of
yeah,
little mafia dudes. I mean,
oh, that's
that's
cool.
hilarious. I like the look is like that's probably one of my favorite looks right now when it comes to henchmen. It's these guys right there, the crows. They're stylish. Like They're not
Yeah,
here to fight. They're here to, like, what's that? They're ready to go
yeah.
down to the 50s
They're
and hang
gonna
out at the
they're
bar.
gonna beat them with their swag, basically.
Right? They got some major swag.
Yeah. I guess once I watch the first couple episodes, or 3 episodes, by the time I get to watch, because the third one will come on this weekend, maybe we can do another one of these about like Toy Cuger. I can never say that right, but yeah, maybe we can do one of those.
No, I'll definitely like the Tokuger. And actually, it's easy to say Tokugen and Koryuger. I mean, it took me forever to get that name down. Holy crap.
Yeah, that's it's hard to spell too. I'm just like, oh man, American educational system is showing its true colors. I can't spell this. So yeah,
No,
yeah. So
I would love to do more episodes like these. I wasn't planning on doing Ranger our episode Ranger rants, but I think it'd be cool. Like we do episode now where we talk about the beginning of Super Mega Force, and then we do another episode where some of the legendary Rangers come out. We see some, like Jane Frank. We see the other Rangers come back. We can do one talk about our thoughts of that, and then a conclusion to Super Mega Force, how it ended and how it should have ended, kind of thing.
yeah,
And then we could do some of the Sentai stuff for some of the Sentai fans,
yeah.
like how we like Tokyuger, and how good that is. 'Cause I love it. Like I said, I have so far no gripes of Tokyuger. It's so far, I think it's gonna be a fun Sentai. How it's gonna come out in America, I don't know. Hopefully, they do a good job with that because it was definitely something there to mess around with, and I hope they do a good job with that because
Yeah.
it's a train Sentai, and it's hilarious. And I know Bruno's in love right now.
Yeah, because he loves trains. So that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
I think they had a real opportunity to adapt Go Busters, but I'm not going to really go down that path because that could be a whole day's worth of conversation. But
Oh,
but like think about it really quick. Special Ops Power Ranger season, like come on, kids love that stuff.
it could work. I mean, you saw. I mean, SPD was pretty much on par with that. SPD, kind of had that look. At least when they're going to swap mode. And there's episode where I had the A Rangers come down. They were kind of like that, so they could do it. They easily could make a series like that. They could probably do a tie-in. I maybe it could be time reasons. Maybe they're trying to catch up since they're sort of behind a little bit. But they're pretty much two. I think we're 2 years behind
Yeah,
per se. So I think they may be trying to catch up, and that could explain why Megaforce and Megaforce were so close together. Is to make them, 20 episodes apiece to catch up. That could be the reason. I think they're trying to catch up, so they're not far behind. If we do that, yeah, if we do it next year with Koryuger, I think we'll only be at least a year or a year and a half behind from Super Sentai.
yeah.
So I think that's the goal.
And I buy that because it seems like the practical thing, but the conspiracy theorist in me has another theory about that. I feel like really quick. I feel like there's so much momentum, like you said, ever since Saban got Power Rangers back. There's so much marketing momentum behind Samurai, Super Samurai, Megaforce, Super Megaforce, that they thought Go Busters was kind of a gamble because it was not popular in Japan. So, which I like Go Busters, just kind of throw it out there. It was not popular in Japan, and it was really. I feel like Saban thought it'd be really risky to follow a season like Super Mega Force with something like Go Busters, like a gamble like Go Busters. So he thought, what's the safe bet? Dinosaurs, Dino Charge. Let's do this. And if that falls, and if that's like popular, and Power Rangers doesn't get and loses some of its steam, then you can bring Go Busters in sometime. So I think the risk was just too high to gamble with Go Busters.
No, I agree with that. That would make a whole lot of sense, especially since Dino Charge, another dinosaur theme, which would make the third dinosaur themed Power Rangers. Which I'm going to bring that up to Jay Frank and ask him if he's going to come back and be the new Gold Ranger. This would be hilarious because since he's been back
Nice.
with Mighty Morphin and Dino Thunder. Oh my gosh, I'm getting tongue tied. So I think that's probably the safe bet. They're skipping the odd number and going into everybody's favorite dinosaurs.
Yep. I'm just biased to Go Busters. I have the Morpher. I love the. I have the Transpod. For my senior year of college, I wore the Transpod on my backpack, like just because I love Go Busters. And I was really disappointed about skipping it, but I understand it from a marketing perspective. It's just I hope one day.
That would be cool. I mean, though, my biggest gripe for Go Busters, the Zords didn't look too pretty to me. That was my biggest thing. I'm like, I saw the Zords, and they had good potential. I'm like, it literally looked like a cluster. I mean, the first form was manageable. It looked really weird, but then you start adding stuff to it. I was like, what is going on here? So I was kind of scared from that, and I think that could be another thing too. I feel
Yeah.
like the Zords won't sell, so they don't. I mean, on screen they look good, but when it comes to the toys, it doesn't look pretty. It doesn't look like Power Rangers. It looks like you just took a bunch of plastic and went.
Yeah. The thing, and that's, I agree, it's kind of awkward with the Zords, but what I love about Go Busters was like the villain, the character development. Like, I don't know, I just thought it was really good. Like, and then like the humor with the chicken, that was kind of funny. Like, I was like that. And the old
Yeah,
man joke.
it was a good Sentai. It was. It could be another mix in. They probably would mix it later on and throw it into Dino Charge. That's maybe like another
And I,
Ranger thing.
and I felt a little RPM vibe with the whole like computer virus thing. Like, I don't know how you felt about that, but like how the parents were in another dimension and all that other stuff.
That was my
Like,
biggest gripe for RPM. Was that it was another dimension, and they brought back Venjix, who's we all remember Venjix was a Beetleborg ripoff. So I mean that was kind of odd. I mean it didn't match well. Um, I mean maybe for some character development I can see happening how they got like Age Ranger had like a big uh, change, like the Black Ranger being half cyborg, which I didn't kind of like. I don't like Power Rangers being robotic. That's the reason why I hated Operation Overdrive, because it was literally a Pinocchio story.
yeah,
Um, but that's what really tough, and it's hard to do collaborations where one series is another dimension where it doesn't interact. Now you can get away with like SPD and Time Force into the future. You can get away with that. But like when you make a series that does not connect at all, it just doesn't work. Like you saw with Samurai, they had to magically get this guy from another dimension into their world. So or some I don't know how it really worked. So it's they really hurt themselves a little bit when it came to the storyline of RPM.
yeah, like the whole Scott thing. I was really disappointed about how they dubbed his voice, how he didn't take his helmet off, how there was no mention of Ziggy. Like that just annoyed me. But I see what you
Yeah, I mean, and that could have. I mean, that's another thing I don't understand either. You know why he didn't demorph at all. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was him. You know, the whole time. You know, since they got him to voice it, why couldn't they get him to act out these scenes? So it was a really really odd episode.
Yeah,
Really odd to watch.
actually, I don't even think they got Eka, or I don't know his name, but I don't think it was him because it just sounded badly dubbed, and I didn't see his name in the credits. It
I,
might have been someone
you
else.
know what? Now I think I think you're right. I think I read something that it wasn't him. I think you're right. Um, so that could explain why the helmet never came up, but it still was really poorly done.
Yeah, it was poorly done. I agree.
Like
Um,
they
I
got the scenes they used from Sinkanger where it was a good episode where they got the shark blade and stuff like that, and it just went right into it with no explanation.
Yeah, like all of a sudden the RPM Ranger has the shark vest and the sword.
Yeah,
Um, I guess is there anything you kind of want to close on? Just because like I would love to stay up a little bit more, but I get up at 7 a.m.
yeah. If
And
it's really
when I come back, it's gonna be spring break, so I can definitely like do like a really long one. We can hang out and talk more, and I'm all down for that.
Yeah, no, I understand. It's already like almost an hour into it, so yeah, it's definitely a good part of the cause. We've definitely gone beyond Super Mega Force, so this definitely was a Ranger week, but it was fun. So
Yeah,
yeah, we can close it now. Everybody, thanks for watching. Obviously, nobody stayed tuned in the thing. We'll do a better job promoting this for the next stream, so more of you guys can join in. Armor Sleep and Reverie, he's got his contacts, so you can throw it out there. But anyways, to our watching after us, who are here watching out live, I'm Jersey Joe. Thanks for watching. Thanks my special guest, Armor for Sleep and Reverie, for stopping by. He's a good friend, as you can tell, one of the coolest Ranger fans in the world. Any last thoughts from you, sir, before we close off?
Actually, what I meant by close is like I apologize, but did you have like I guess a final question for us to kind of analyze? But I don't care
Oh,
really. It's
oh
up to
okay.
you. I'm sorry.
I guess
I feel bad.
no, I'm sorry. I understand. I guess the final we can talk about real quick is what to expect for Super Mega Force from here until like what are we hoping for the legendary stuff when it's coming down to when the Rangers and the old Rangers are going to have the huge collaboration.
Okay, that's a good question. Did you want me to start?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. What I'm hoping for is kind of what I hate to kind of jump on the Gokaiger thing 'cause I love Gokaiger. I'm kind of hoping they do like like what they did with Gokaiger in terms of how how the Red Mystic Force Ranger or the Magi Red like kind of showed up at the end of the episode and like try to teach him like how to get the power. Like I hope this weekend's episode with Jason Smith. Hopefully Jason Smith's in it because I know it's Jungle Fury themed. I hope it's like that. I hope it's like every episode sprinkle like a taste of a legendary ranger in, and then accumulates with the legendary war. Because what would really be disappointing to me is if you don't see none of these people till the last maybe two-parter for the legendary war itself. So that would really be disappointing to me. So I want to see sprinkled in, and not Jason David Franks. I understand Tommy's like the big surprise or secret, but like the samurai episode, we're gonna see Emily. We're gonna see Hector, who is Mike. So I just hope whatever the theme is of the episode, we get a cameo from one of the past Rangers in all those seasons that have been represented.
No, I that's my thought exactly. I hopefully we get that. They did that like in space where Adam came back and he was teaching Carlos, how to be a better ranger, and then like he morphed to help him fight, kind of like a Black Ranger homage thing. So I would love to see homages where they come in and help out the new Rangers. Like, hey, you guys some help. We're here to learn your powers. And then that's how they get more Ranger keys. Well, it doesn't make any sense how they get the Ranger keys. It could be a way, since their powers are lost, they can hand them the Ranger key and they can morph kind of thing. Um, I'm really hoping that we could get more two-parters, and like the Legendary War is big, it's epic, and that when Rangers come in, it's a really good episode where it really focuses on those old school Rangers, where they're here to help, and it's the whole episode. Like you get that nostalgia feel right away, and you feel complete watching this episode. So I'm really hoping they really take their time and they really put their effort into these episodes and they bring them back for more than just a cameo. Which I feel like it won't be because the girl, I forgot her name, who she played Aisha. She had a podcast where she was reading the emails and she said that her part was literally going to make a 2-minute cameo appearance, and it almost wasn't worth it for her to go to New Zealand and get paid nothing. So it may not be big, but I'm hoping that it will be. That maybe since they didn't get enough Rangers, that they have maybe more space to film these episodes bigger than they were going to. Um, and I'm just hoping I just hope it'd be really big. I'm hoping that it really gives homage to the 20 years that they give the respect that Power Rangers deserves. It's 20 years, and they make it feel that way instead of like the Once a Ranger where it was just you didn't even know it was a 10-year anniversary because they didn't really do a good job promoting it, and it was only one episode. So I'm hoping that this is big. They take their jobs in. They could have done better. Like the Gokaiger movie, it was about the Go-Sagers and Gokaiger, where the Go-Sager Rangers came in and stole their keys back so they could morph. Obviously, we won't see that, but that would have been cool. Like in Super Mega Force, where some of the Rangers come in and like, hey, we want to fight, give us these keys so we can get in there, kind of thing. But we may not get that. But I would love to see stuff like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And even like I guess to wrap it up, I apologize that I keep rambling,
Oh,
but
you're fine.
you know how like the sixth I forgot what sixth ranger was, but he was trying to take Guy's morpher, and he was like, "Let me handle this. You obviously can't." And Guy had to tell him, "No, I'm the Silver Ranger. I'm gonna do this." So, like we're not gonna get to see that probably, but that's kind of cool too.
No, it's cool. Episode like that. And they did that too with Captain Marvel. He was like a little kid. He stole the samurai key, and the whole episode he was like, "Let me have it back." And he's like, "You know what? You want to prove yourself? Here's the morpher. Go fight." And you see him like he get destroyed pretty much. But
Yeah,
episodes like that I like, and I definitely want to see the episode where Gokai Silver and Gokai Red they fuse into one person. That was an awesome episode. That was just awesome. So I really love to see that, and they can easily cut it to where they can skip the first 15 and go straight from Mighty Morphin. That would be cool to see all, for fans, see all 20 Rangers fight in 2 minutes.
yeah,
They could do that. I hope they do something like that as well.
that is. I agree with you, and thank you for having me on. You're cool. We get along. I'll be texting you. Let's plan these shows, and I'm down, dude.
Yeah, definitely. Was definitely plays out ahead of time so people know, and hopefully we can get the word out so we have fans can comment down below and ask questions. Hopefully we can do that. It'll be really nice since we both got almost 1,000 subscribers combined. So there shouldn't be no reason why we can't get people in on this.
Yeah, definitely.
But yes, exactly. So let's definitely wrap this up. We both, you need sleep. I need to go do my thing out here.
Yeah, actually,
But
first legal job today, so.
right.
Yes.
Anyways, well, you have a safe trip to DC. You do your thing up there. Um, Everybody, thank you for watching. This is Jersey Joe, Arbor Sleep and Reverie. Thank you so much. You're a great friend of mine so far. Thank you for being on the show. Final words to the fans.
You guys rock. Power Rangers rocks. Let's talk about this forever and ever. There's plenty of content.
No, we can go on forever. Well, anyways, guys, thank you all for watching. This is Jersey Joe, Arbor Sleep and Reverie, and we are signing out.